Now I'll go with another black and white adjustment layer, right? So for this too, we'll come to our blending option and then change it to multiply again. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Michael from MELANIN Media, and in my previous tutorial we did the capture one edit of this particular image right here, and right now we'll be concluding the color grading in Photoshop and try to see how we can get that melanin tone on this particular image right here. So let's dive right in. So you're welcome to the wonderful world of Photoshop. So what I like to do for this particular image to start with is, first things first, I'm going to have to crop my image. You could hit C on your keyboard, or there is the crop tool right here, so you could just, whichever works for you is fine. So let's see how we can take this up a little bit and bring this down a little bit. Right, so alright, so when you're done cropping and you think what you have is fine for you, you could just hit good, or you can just hit enter. Whichever works for you is fine. So in order to zoom to the image, we have a zoom tool right here, or you could just hit Z on your keyboard. It's totally fine. So you can just, let's pull this a little bit so we can see the face properly, so we can see this tiny imperfections on the model's face. Okay, so once we zoom in close to this image, what we can do is we'll actually create a brand new empty layer right here that we can use to clean all the blemishes on the model's skin, right? So basically today what we'll be using will be spot healing brush tool, because it saves me a lot of time. I don't have to copy and paste textures and all. Basically what this particular tool does is, what I like to do is I like to keep my mode at replace, just so Photoshop help to replace that particular skin area with the texture very close to it that is perfect. Alright, so I like to use that. So basically what it does is you just go to the blemish you want to remove and just click on it, and Photoshop will help to fix that place, as case maybe, so basically we just keep doing that. So that's not so much of a difficult process. I think it's fair enough that it keeps my face or the skin of the model clean before I go with my frequency separation, right? Alright, so that's it really. You just take your time with this process. There's no rush. In order to get a perfect result, you have to actually take your time, because I'm actually trying to rush this because attention span of people this time around is actually very low. So I'm trying to see how I can keep this tutorial very short and concise, just the key details really. I think that helps. So basically that's what we are going to be doing, and we just move the image here and there just to see that. See, we are okay. Let's hold this close a little bit. So these are before and these are after. These are before, these are after. As you can see, a whole lot has been done to this particular image, and the skin is looking good, even though there's a lot more we are going to be doing at the point where we'll be doing our frequency separation, right? So basically this is, like I said, you'd have to take your time with this particular process right here, because the better the skin is right now, the easier it is for you when you're doing your frequency separation, you get. So let's take that. So these are before and these are after. You see, we have gotten the skin looking all beautiful and all. So that's what we do, right? So what I like to do, I like to just come here and right click and just merge visible layer, so we have all of that in one piece, right? Just so we can go on with our frequency separation. So for now, I'll be using my frequency separation action because I don't want to make this video very long. I'll be doing another video where I'll show how I create my frequency separation action, and just so you can easily create yours and you don't have to go over stuff over and over again. So once you hit the frequency separation here, you can just hit play. Alright, so it gets to this point, the Gaussian blur part, where you can just pick a radius of your choice. So basically it typically works for me, as I can see that I can no longer see the textures on the model's face, because I think it's a part where it's highly textured. So I just hit OK. Really, this is the frequency separation layer. So like I said, I'll be doing another video where I show you guys how to do this whole frequency separation thing. I drop videos every week, so that shouldn't be a challenge. So just hit the notification bell and subscribe so you can see for every single time I drop a video, so you can actually see and then you can learn from ourselves here. Alright, so the bracket keys open and close we can use to increase or decrease our brush sizes, right? So basically what I like to do, we're using our mixer brush tool, and then you tell Photoshop to where to put this this check like stuff. So it tells Photoshop to clean the brush after every stroke, and what I like to do is I keep my weight at 30, my load at 30, my mix at 60, and my flow at 30. Alright, that's what I typically do for my images. Yeah, so depending on the camera I shoot with really. So we'll just try to see how we can balance the colors out. Yeah, so just go with this process gradually. Try not to be so much in a hurry. Like I said, for tutorial's sake, I'm trying to keep this very short, so I'll try to speed up this process, but really you should take your time, work on it, no rush, and gradually you see you get there. It's not magic, like it's a repetitive thing, something you do every single day. You can only get better, you know what I'm saying? So we tend to increase or decrease our brush sizes depending on where it is we are working on at every given point in time. Yeah, so we don't want to use a bigger brush size for a part such as the eyes, like this. It looks kind of small, and then if we go on with a brush that is too big, it's going to make the image flat, and we don't want that. We really like this 3-dimensional feel that the camera has actually given us here. So that's it for see our before, these are afters, our before, these are after. So we've done a lot with this image, and we'll try to see how we can go further from here, right? So what we can do here is, okay, let's go to our dodge and burn action. So like I said, today we'll be doing a lot of action. So basically, okay, let's rename this, let's say FS. This is to say frequency separation, right? Right, so we can just dive into our dodge and burn. Yeah, so it's our dodge and burn area here. So we will be used for that. We'll be using our brush tool, right? So our opacity will be 100 and our flow will be at 1, right? Take it out a bit. So what we are trying to do is not to zoom in too close to the image you're working on. As you know, a lot of people viewing your image will be viewing them on a mobile device or a computer and stuff, and very few of them actually go in with trying to see how they can zoom into your image. So you want to really keep the image how they'll be viewing it, so you are actually seeing the entire image. So when you're doing your dodge and burn, you're seeing what your clients are going to be seeing, right? So we're not trying to zoom in too close with this process. So like I said again, we'll be using our left and right bracket keys to increase or decrease our brush size. Yeah, so what we'll be doing is we're dodging the highlight and we're burning the contour, as of the case of makeup artistry. Yeah, that's how they call it, highlights and contour. So basically we are dodging the highlights and we are burning the contours. So that's it really. So I think I'll have to do another video where I'll try to see how I can simplify or draw the face for you guys to see, so you know the parts that we are contouring and the parts we are highlighting, right? So basically this is, you get, can you see the difference? These are before and these are after. So we're not trying to do so much, like I always say, easy does it. So we're trying to accentuate neck bones and also so it stands out and give us that more three-dimensional feel that like I always say. So these are before and these are after. So alright, so we'll go to our burn. For the burn, we'll be looking at the shadow part here. Yeah, so or the contoured part really. So this is it. So we're trying to add dynamic to this particular image so it doesn't seem flat. Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing, and looking this part a little bit. Alright, so that's basically it. Right, let's go back to our dodge and burn. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, so let's say these are before and these are after, these are before and these are after. And if you think we've done so much with this process, we can just come here and reduce the opacity here. Can reduce the opacity to what we want if we think that we've done too much. But then I'm trying to leave it like this, so at least it's easier for you to see like the difference and then the level at which we've gone, right? So this is before dodge and burn, this is before frequency separation. So you see how the image was looking, and then we went into our frequency separation, and now with our dodge and burn, right? So basically this video is really about color grading in order now to get that melanin tone. But I feel a lot of persons are actually still struggling with how to do figure separation and dodging and burning, so I thought to just still shed my light, even though I'll be doing another video that is going to be dedicated into dissecting what dodge and burn is all about, and also another one to describe what frequency separation is all about. So if you want to know what the everything behind dodging and burning, just hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell, so whenever I drop that video you get that, because like I say, I always drop new videos every week, so just stay with me and then let's see how we can better ourselves together. So that being said, let's move further with this right now. So what I like to do is I come to my levels adjustment here, or you can easily just come here and then you see levels here. Yeah, these are all our adjustment layers here. So we still have that here, so I display here, so it's easier for me to just come here and click, right? So when that is done, I try to pull in my blacks, right? I pull in my blacks a little bit, and I pull in my whites just a tiny bit, so you can have a little bit more contrast into this image. And I like to do, I like to play my color balance, and then for my color balance I could just add a little blue to this image and a little bit of cyan too. So I just take a tiny of the reds that we have in this image, right? So that's that. So what I also like to do is, okay, so let's go to our black and white layer right here. So once you have our black and white layer, what I like to do is I like to invert it, because I'll be using it to clean my eyes, right? I'll be using it to clean the eyes. So you can just come to our brush tool here. So now we are going to take the flow to say about 30, right? So if we have that, so we just reduce our brush size and then we paint. So basically what I've done here is inverting it, pressing Ctrl I, because black hides and white reveals. So because our layer mask is black, the black and white that we've added here has been hidden here. So with our foreground color as white reveals and black hides, so you can toggle between both from here, right? Or you can use X on your keyboard shortcut. So now all you need to do is just painting the white, yeah, using white as the foreground color. You paint into the eyes to reveal the black and white that you've added here. Alright, so this is our before and these are after. These are before and these are after. You see, it looks really realistic, and that's what we really want. Alright, so basically I can just hold highlight this one and then come to the down one here and hold shift and highlight it and press Ctrl G to group them, and then I can rename this one adjustment. Alright, so that's our adjustment. So these are before and these are after. You see, we are gradually going in with this particular process. So what I like to further do is, now this is where we are going to really get that color grade that we are actually looking out for, right? So if we come to our black and white layer here, we have the black and white. So what we can do here is we can just come to blending option here, and then we change it to, can actually change it to maybe overlay or multiply. I like to use multiply because there's this soothing transition between the highlight and the shadow that I like. So I'll just come here and then reduce the opacity, or reduce the opacity. I like to do this like a couple of times so I don't just get my opacity at 100 and then say yeah, that's it. I like to build it up gradually so I have a see on how it's going to go. right? So I can just take out the reds a little bit, and for the yellows too here I can just take it out a little bit, right? Now I'll go with another black and white adjustment layer, right? So for this tool, we'll come to our blending option and then change it to multiply again. So if we're changing that to multiply, we can further decrease the opacity again. We'll do the opacity to like, let's get it to how much we want the image to be. So this is what we have, right? This is what we have. So these are before and these are after. You see, we've really gone a great deal with this particular image, and then you can see it's really giving us that melanin kind of skin that we are looking out for, right? So alright, so that's how much we can go. So if you actually want the image to look darker, you can just increase it and just really play with the sliders, and however works for you is totally fine, right? So right, so basically this is, so we can also, let me just take this up a little. Okay, so we can just say we group these two. Okay, let's call that MELANIN. So this is how. Another thing I can further do is, for my background, I want it to have a little blues to it, so I will come to the blacks from our selective color, and I'll just add a little yellow to it, I'll add a little yellow to it. It's going to bring this blues right here. I like, so yeah, so just throwing that in there tiny bit, and then further I can just come to a black and white adjustment layer, and this time I'm going to put it at overlay, and I'm going to reduce that just so it pops the highlighted areas, right? Just so it pops the highlighted areas. So see these after. So I really like how this image looks, because it's part of what I used to make a point out of. So that is it really. So basically what we can do here is, right, so okay, let's just drag this into our melanin color, and then the selective color, put it into our melanin, just so we have this neat workflow. So we have everything all grouped out. So first, this was where we started from, and we did our frequency separation, and then we went in with our dodge and burn, and then we went in with our adjustment, and then we did our melanin color grade. So this is the image that we are actually going for, right? So what I like to do is just to merge visible layer. You can just hit Ctrl Shift Alternate E to merge visible layer right here, right? So what we can do is we can take this to camera raw filter. So just let it load. Now we are onto our camera raw filter. So for our camera raw, what I like to do is I like to reduce the saturation a little bit, right? Just a tiny bit, say 11 is okay. I can add the vibrance just to still retain a bit of color and stuff. So for the dehaze, we're going to pull it up a little bit, and right, so basically that's what we'll do. So pull up the highlights a little bit, so we have we have it still pop and say +3 is fine really, because we've actually done a whole lot to our image. So let's add a little exposure to it, right? So this is really fine. This is fine for me really. So that's how we got here. So I just hit OK and voila, we have that, right? So these are before, these are after camera roll. So you can just rename this camera roll. So that's that for this tutorial. I hope you've learned a lot, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can actually see my video whenever I drop, and hopefully you learn a thing or two from there, and then we build ourselves up together. So thank you so much for staying. Really, I truly appreciate you all. Are amazing. Alright, so this is what we have.